What comes to mind when you hear the names Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton?
This ad is important for Donald Trump because he is trying to grab the attention and votes of undecided voters in this election. Now that we are nearing the end of the campaign season, Trump really needs this ad to attract more voters to him because he is currently behind Hillary Clinton in the national polls.
In this campaign advertisement, the viewers feel anger and fear towards Hillary through the use of lighting, framing, point of view, texture, and comparison in order to persuade voters to support Trump.
Throughout the video, there are clips showing Donald Trump and there are clips showing Hillary Clinton. They use these clips to compare each candidate, hoping to bend your opinion on the election. The clips showing each candidate are obviously different in the way that they portray each individual. For example, the video starts out with images of Hillary Clinton. The images shown depict a very gloomy character, with the dark clothing, the large mysterious clouds in the back, and her position in front of a very negative-looking picture of the U.S. Capitol building. From just that one clip, the viewer obtains a very bad feeling of what the future may hold with Hillary as our next president. Although Hillary might have done these things, the incidents are embellished and portrayed in a very straightforward manner, leaving out all other information that might have been to her benefit. These images could leave the viewer with a very different outlook on Hillary, which will eventually have some sort of an impact on the election. Also, throughout these clips and images, there's a filter put on the video that makes it seem grainy, poor quality, and even resembles scenes from a horror movie. The purpose of these visual effects is to make the viewer think, by what they saw, that the poor quality, grainy image will resemble what would happen if Hillary were to be in office. Also, the texts that appear throughout Hillary's clips are black and very low light, giving her an almost evil depiction, making her seem involved with those things said in the text, including the terrorist attacks, the high taxes, and the job loss. These things that are illustrating Hillary Clinton in the video are used to change your opinion you have on her. The use of the past clips and unattractive pictures portray her as being unreasonable, not very kind, and most importantly, unfit to be our next president. The other side of the video depicts a very different view for Trump. The video starts out right away with no hesitation to put Hillary down, and immediately after, the seemingly flawless Trump character is shown. The most noticeable difference is the lighting and contrast between the two sides. Compared to Hillary, in the dark pantsuits, Trump is dressed as a very professional businessman with his famous red power tie. From just the clothing and positive energy, Trump is presented as a very favorable character that seems to have everything all figured out. Also, through Trump's clips, the lighting is shiny and vivid, which just adds to his strong character being portrayed. Another aspect involved is the physical appearance of each candidate. Whereas Hillary is shown to be very pale and cold, while Trump has a warm glow to make him seem welcoming and compassionate. Other than the overall attitude of each candidate, the video shows what the person has to offer. For example, all through the video, there are images showing how and what Trump will do if he were to be in office.
In the first scene that Donald Trump is in, it shows him giving a speech or talking to a group of people in hard hats and safety vests. This is trying to show that he is appealing to the hardworking Americans in everyday life and how he doesn't suck up or try to be part of the wealthy or official people. And next, it shows that he's being an effective leader and is in charge of the situation. And it's trying to communicate that he's worked hard for what he's become. And it shows Donald Trump in the middle of the image, standing in front of the people, talking to them as if he's in charge or he's in command of the situation. For the next scene, it shows Donald Trump standing on a stage with crowds of people surrounding him and holding up Trump signs. On most signs, it reads, "Make America Great Again." This shows the viewers that he has what it takes to bring America back to prosperous times and change to the U.S. This appeals to viewers who think America is broken and not as great as we once were. Also, on the faces of most people, you can see them smiling and yelling towards Trump, which can show the viewer that he makes people happy and cheerful. Here they're trying to show that he can make the country happy and then also the rest of the world happy. And on the image, Donald Trump is in the center right, hosted up on what I would imagine to be a stage. This has given him the appearance of being superhuman or bigger than life. Someone could take it as he stands up to corruption and other bad things because he rises above everyone else. Now, Trump is standing in front of what appears to be first responders, such as policemen or firemen. The purpose of this scene is to show how Trump interacts with first responders and how they respond back to him. It appears that all the first responders are smiling to show how they like being around Donald Trump, and then also Trump is smiling and giving thumbs up to show his support back to them. This scene effectively communicates to viewers that Trump supports first responders and they like him back. This is an important step in grabbing voters who feel strongly about supporting this country's first responders. Next, Trump is in the middle of the first responders to show that he isn't afraid to join the people who serve this country. Also, this shows their first responders are equally as important as Trump because they're all at the same level, at the same distance away from the camera. Also, it has a former New York mayor in the picture, which shows that people who have been in office also support him. Finally, it cuts to a scene where Trump is in the middle of a crowd greeting a woman with a smile on both their faces. Then he leans in to give her a big hug. The purpose of this scene is to show how much he cares for people. Next, we see a vast majority of people in the crowd are from different backgrounds to show how they support him. He achieves this by showing the viewers that he cares about everyone and not just the wealthy. Also, on the screen, it says "real change," which tells the viewers that aspects of the government will actually change when he's in office, and not just a promised change that will never happen once he is in office.
So right off the bat, this campaign advertisement shows Hillary, which creates urgency on preventing Hillary into office. She is standing tall in front of the Capitol building to show she is already involved in politics. She has her hand raised in a way that portrays her as a dictator, resembling Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party with their salute. Strong negative emotions are tied in with Hitler's image, making Hillary look negative as well. This negative image can help Trump's campaign and worsen Hillary's. It then zooms into Hillary's face and a television screen pops up in front of it. This television screen has a grainy, dark visual effect, making her look a little more evil. The screen says 30 years to show that Hillary has experience in politics, and then follows with young videos of her and her aging throughout her career. After, it shows the words "taxes up," as if it was her fault. Then a Caucasian male looks at a piece of paper, then slaps it out of frustration, most likely due to the tax raises. The male represents the average working person in America, so it adds an empathetic view on this topic. Right after this scene, it says "terrorism spread," followed by this text is what most of us picture a terrorist looking like. A man with all black and a mask with a bazooka in his hand in a desert-like town. Most Americans have family in the military, so now this problem becomes personal, therefore creating another empathetic view. After this scene, the text "jobs vanished" comes up. Whether it is or isn't her fault, this makes her look bad, as if she has something to do with it. Almost all Americans know of at least one person who has lost their jobs due to an economic struggle. The empty room adds sort of a sad mood, making us feel bad for those with no job.
The main purpose of this video was to persuade viewers into seeing that Trump is the best fit individual to be our next president. The main rhetorical devices used in this video were lighting, framing, texture, and comparison. This video is presented by Cody Wadleigh,
Cody Lawyer,
and Jaime Cruz.